founder and former CEO who organized the sale to PetSmart in 2017, Ryan Cohen. Ryan, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So you're not a shareholder in Chewy.
No.
But I would imagine you have a lot of feelings about seeing this company that you built starting in 2011 go public today.
It's a very, very emotional day. It's humbling. It's the culmination of 8 years of sacrifice, dedication, lots of hard work, an amazing team. It was far from an overnight success. And see it today is just incredible. So I'm very proud.
One of the things that's been coming into focus in terms of this IPO is how much capital is being raised and how much of that capital is going to go back to paying down debt at PetSmart versus back towards operations at Chewy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak to exactly the capital structure, but what I will say is that it's a capital-light business and it requires very little to engender its growth. And so, the company has gone from $200 million in sales in 2014 to $3.5 billion in sales in 2018, and it's burned through about $140 million, all of which has gone into investing in new customer acquisition and future fulfillment centers. And so it really is a function of how quickly you scale the company. But at any point, we could, ratcheted down the marketing spend and bid and profitable. But for us, the strategy has really always been about scale and market leadership and building a really big business. And the governor of growth has always been free cash flow. And so we've always been very disciplined about that.
You yourself had a nice exit a couple years ago, got some free cash. Are you investing in IPOs this year?
Not any yet.
Another question specifically about the pet business. Omnichannel is big right now, blending physical and digital retail. Given what's happening with premium brands and treating pets like people, if you were doing that, would you do it in urban areas or would you do it kind of in the suburban strip malls where the Petcos and PetSmarts have been in the past?
I really think it's all about creating an experience for the customers. And so if you're going to, invest in physical stores, it really needs to be focused on delivering an experience where people want to bring their pets into the store. And so I think it depends on the category, but to the extent that retailers are focusing on creating an amazing in-store experience, then I think omnichannel strategy can make a lot of sense.
You sold for $3.3 and you got a $14 billion market cap today. Did you not sell for enough, or has there been enough growth since then to validate today's market cap?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we were, at the time, we were running a dual track process, and it felt like a fair deal to us at the time. It worked out really well for the team at Chewy. It worked out really well for the shareholders at Chewy, and I'm glad to see that it's working out well for PetSmart, so I'm very happy.
I love the story. Your original idea was jewelry.
Yes.
Right? And what switched you to pets, and are you glad you didn't go into online jewelry?
Well, yeah, I mean, we weren't very passionate about the space. I was at a neighborhood pet store one day with Tylee, my poodle, and it was an amazing experience. And so I had an epiphany that if I could really recreate that experience, but do it online and at scale, and think about all the small things we've been doing since day one, right? The handwritten holiday cards and the pet portraits and the flowers, and it's really bringing a face to e-commerce. And so we were able to differentiate ourselves and build a really big business. And the vision since the beginning is really to build the largest pet retailer in the world. And it's been an incredible journey.
A lot of folks like to point to the ill-fated Pets.com in the late 90s, early aughts. I mean, that was the example out there, the biggest example out there, I think, when you were starting the company in 2011. Why'd you still move forward with this model?
I'm contrarian, and so I think that created really white space where you didn't have that many people going after the category, and so it created a big opportunity for us. Having said that, it was a low-margin business that required getting to scale in order to make the economics work.
How much does fast delivery matter in this category? Because you got heavy bags of pet food often. People know when they're getting close to the bottom of one, and for Chewy, the subscription delivery has been important. Does it really need to be that fast?
Yeah, I mean, I personally think so. I think within e-commerce today, it's really table stakes to perfect that flywheel of fast shipping, being competitively priced, and then having the selection. And we really differentiated ourselves by being the category experts and, really bringing a face to e-commerce. And really, at the end of the day, we just happen to sell pet products. Frankly, I think, if you're in the business of delighting your customers, I think that you could be very successful, and I think we would have been successful, frankly, in any category.
Talk about a little what you know about, say, my pet. Right?
Yeah.
You probably know how much he eats per day, and thus when it's time to order more food, when his next checkup is due? Is that all wrapped up into various algorithms you have back home?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that, we try to create an experience that's really frictionless. And so whether it's the one-page checkout or just all of those things, we don't want to inundate you. We figure if we deliver an amazing experience, you'll come back to us. And then we go and we do all of those small things that, really create that wow experience. And you tell your friends and family, like, this is the best experience. This is where I need to shop.
So it's not a shower of notifications and taps on the shoulder.
Exactly.
Right? You're looking for the consumer to touch back themselves.
Totally. Exactly.
I want to go back to the delivery piece of this for a minute, because one of the things I found fascinating in reading about the history of the company is the fact that you actually built out fulfillment centers.
Yeah.
A lot of e-commerce companies actually outsource to third-party logistics companies. It's been a big opportunity, obviously, for Amazon, XPO, UPS, FedEx, et cetera. Why did you go down that route, and how does that set up the company for future scale?
It really is hard to scale to, the vision since day one was to build a multi-billion-dollar business. And so we weren't experts in fulfillment. In the beginning, we were using a 3PL. It wasn't scalable, and so we had to become experts. We had to make it our core competency, and we brought fulfillment in-house in early 2014, and we never looked back. And today, when you think about fulfillment at Chewy, it's, world-class operations. We've got 7 fulfillment centers.
What part of this business is sensitive to the economy? Do people, they're not going to stop buying food for their pet, but do they buy more expensive food or maybe more treats when the economy is good and then scale back? How does that work?
I think we've really have the tailwinds of just the shift from offline to online, and then, the humanization of pets and the market moving up and average selling price moving up. And so, if you look even during the Great Recession, the industry grew, and it's a $70 billion TAM today that's growing at, roughly 3 to 5%. I think the last thing people typically are going to cut back on, even during a recession, is their pets. And I think what's even more durable is really the consumable part of the business, which makes up a big chunk of Chewy's revenues.